accommodation issue. Yes, accommodation issue is a very big one. You might even have your money, and getting an accommodation will be a very big problem. My experience. Hi everyone, welcome back to my family channel. My name is Folakemi. I am a very fresh, new, beautiful new YouTuber from France, a mother of 3, 2 girls and a boy, and a beautiful wife to a loving husband. And if this is the first time you are stopping by on my channel, please kindly subscribe and hit the notification bell. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. If you have been watching my videos and you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Please subscribe and support your girl. Please. So today, let's go into the video because I don't want the videos to be too long, so it won't be boring for us. We are going to pick anyone we can pick for the minute I have targeted, and maybe I'll come back and finish up. I'll make it just maybe part 1, part 2, but I don't really like the idea of part 1, part 2, we have a lot to do together, but I will try and rush everything maybe in 10 or 11 minutes. So the video, as you have seen the title, what I wish I knew before moving to France, is a very deep topic. A lot of people would like to know my own opinion, sharing my experience to every point I have made down. Then I'm going to crack jokes along the line. So let's enjoy the video. So the first thing I wish I knew before moving to France, the first thing I know anybody will talk about is the language. Yes, the language. The language. The language is a very big barrier for me. I'm going to talk about the language because I'm going to talk about it at length. The language is a very, very big barrier for me, in the sense that when I actually came to meet my husband in France, let me just take it from the beginning. I actually came to meet my husband in France, so I was just assured I was in a safer hand, Everything was good. I moved in. It was already here 2 years before I came to meet him, And I thought that was it. And it was it at the beginning, because he was always going for an appointment with me. He already understood French to an extent that he could communicate. I could not communicate. I don't understand. The only thing I knew was bonjour, comment ça va? And later, I started saying, oui, c'est bien, Then later, he taught me, if I should take a bus, like he wants me to come and meet him somewhere, I should just say la. That was my first, we understood bonjour from Nigeria, and all that. But my first French ever in this was, so the bus will not take me. I won't pass my bus, the way I was supposed to alight. So I had to learn la pause, s'il vous plaît, la pause. Sometimes I would say it so wrongly, and people in the bus will look at me like. Then I will now look at the paper my husband wrote and say, I'm to play, I'll be sinful play, in my mind, and the aggressiveness of not understanding and people looking at me draw my interest away from learning French, and as a pregnant woman, anything you do to me at that moment, I will just take it up. Language, you go more. What is this? God self, you understand. So at a point, the language was not something very easy for me like that. Till now, yes, till now. But the only good part of it is that I could understand now, but I cannot speak. I can understand little, but I cannot speak. I don't know how that. I don't know. Maybe somebody is in my shoes too that is suffering from this understanding and not be able to. I don't know. Something is wrong with my tongue that maybe I'm still afraid. Maybe I'm right or wrong. You understand? So that's one thing, language barrier. And my advice is that if you have any opportunity when you come to France and you do things yourself, you can go for an appointment yourself. You can do a lot of things. Please just do. Just go. Don't be afraid. Just do it yourself. Just ask for little help. I was so depending on my husband that Even if he has something to do, he has to follow me. And he has to do it because I was pregnant and that was my first child, you know, and I was so sick. I was so sick. So he had to come with me. Assuming he knew, we just try and just those times just call a cab for me. Let me just do it myself. But he could not do that. Was our first child. So he was so caring and was mindful of the baby. I was very sick. If you knew me during pregnancy, you understand what I am saying right now. I was always I will be sick from day one of my pregnancy to 9 months. So maybe that was why I was going everywhere with me. That was my own biggest mistake ever of learning the language. That's why I could understand, because I was more of listening to them speaking than even trying to utter any word. So it was a very big barrier when I first came to France. Until now, if you have been following my video, I'm still struggling with it. I could not get a job. Anytime I want to try to express myself, anywhere I go to get a job, it will be very difficult, and they'll say, no, you have to speak, you have to do this, you have to. Sometimes they want to consider me, but because they have other options, so they won't be able to consider me. And you know, when you want to get a good job that will make you have time for your children, you have to be able to speak this French. And other ones that I'm trying to get is not okay for the time for me to take care of my children, because my husband is working a lot, so he does not have time, does not have time to cover that place for me. So I have to take my time right now to learn. If you have not seen my previous video of me going to my friends, please, they are not too far away down there. Just watch and encourage me. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. I don't mind. I don't run away from corrections. And I love when people play with that thing that I am really serious about. Please, thank you so much. Language is a very big one. If you have any opportunity of learning, yes, from wherever African country you are coming from, please learn. Even if it's just the vital ones, like just to communicate, you know. Sometimes you think you understand this until my husband too, it happens to him. When sometimes he will just feel that multi-blood French it on. When he gets to some, I will say, for like me. That one I listened to there, that French they spoke there. Oh, it didn't shake me small, shake me there. But I was using my brain to carry it more for okpolo migbe. You know, you cannot understand another person's language more than them. That is one thing I know. Or else you are already a French teacher or French whatever from where you are coming from. I know some people like that speaks good French and they are from Nigeria. So language. If you cannot stand it, even in German, I've watched German people in Germany videos that talked about language. Italy, you know, all those European countries that speak different languages, you know, you have to learn. You cannot move far if you don't understand language. It's a very big setback, and God help us. The only thing that is covering me is because my husband understood and can speak French, but now he has left me to my fate that you have to do something for yourself. You have to learn. You just have to learn, and I'm trying, and I'm ready to learn. So I think this French language point has taken all the time, but I'll try and make every other thing very fast. The second one on this list, I know a lot of people will agree with me, is the weather. You know, me coming from Nigeria, is the weather. Coming from Nigeria alone, I feel cold from Nigeria itself. So coming here, I wear socks to sleep in Nigeria because I was struggling with asthma cough before I travel. So you know, before you can have something like asthma cough and trying to get over it in Nigeria itself, you should know that person does not have any space to hold on to cold. You know, a cold was not just for me. Till now, you can even hear that from my voice. If you have been watching my previous video, you will know that any little cold, I am just sick for that week. So cold is not just for me. And when I came, you know, I started feeling that cold September 2014. I came through Amsterdam, Nigeria, Amsterdam, Paris, you know. Immediately we came down from the plane in Amsterdam, I knew something hits me. What hits me bad? You know, the cold, money multi enter. You understand? I felt money, yes. You know, even when my husband came to to welcome me at the airport here in Paris. I could not even, you know, I was supposed to be excited. Somebody I've seen for the past 2 years, but the code did not. It does not. Later, I had to explain to him when we got home that Otutu lo mumi, Otutu lo mumi. He said that he thought as well that was why he was coming. He was rushing with his own jacket to come and welcome me, because he knew what I will be coming with might not be enough, because he knows my nature already from Nigeria. So the code till now, I am not used to it. Some people say, oh, you're quoting my Lara 6 years and you're supposed to be used to it in the last 6 years. No, I am not used to it. I still have cold, sore throat, blocked throat, cough. My throat, it's so bad that sometimes my throat will be so blocked, my chest, every and I'll feel so much pain. It's just cold. And taking a lot of hot stuff, sometimes it's complicated, because I would have taken it and it will not even have effect anymore. So cold for me was something I was not prepared for. I thought it was just those normal cold that I was handling in Nigeria. Harmattan, you know, when I go to the north to see my sister, harmattan and all that. But it's a different kind of cold. It's a different kind of cold. My people, is a different kind of code I cannot even explain. But some people will say, when I'm complaining, I have some people, a lot of people will say, it's not cold. My husband will say, Kote tutu, it's not cold. It's why are you feeling cold? What are you feeling cold for? So cold for me is another thing. And let's move to the third one. This one is so interesting. You know, before I go to the hard one, there's another hard one down there. So before I move to the hard, I told you guys that this video will be fun. I will try for it to be. I will not make it too harsh for people that want to relocate to France, because this is just the basis of talking about France itself, because I will still be coming to talk about a lot of things, my experience, the things I know, and some things I will make research about, then add it to my own experience. Then, you know, things change, time change, you know, a lot of things has changed from the last 6 years that I came into France. A lot, the way they do things has changed, so I had to start making researches just to have something to do video about, you know. So the next thing I want to talk about is the kissing, the way they kiss in this country that they call greeting. I call it greeting because I will still talk about pleasantry. You know, I don't want those two things to jam. They are kind of similar, but the way they portray it is different. You know, the greeting, the French people, they greet with kiss, which I am not used to, because I believe, because I believe for somebody to just decide to kiss you, or that person should be very intimate to you, just to, even to hug you. I am like that. Even inside the house, sometimes I don't even feel comfortable. My husband just touching me. I'm just trying to get used to that too now, for now. So, for the kissing part, you have to be ready. And it's so funny that some of them don't stop at 1, 2. They will go till they say, bonjour, ça va? And you know, I've had that experience before, that the guy had to, and my husband was just there looking. I was so surprised. Later when we were going, I said, tell it, so we go stop at 1. Only no French kinini, kilo verse, we go stop for onki any now. You know, I was so shocked. Why is, you know, when the first time I met his first boss in this country is a Cameroonian, it was, Baba, why is he doing this? Why is it, you know, at the point, I don't like to move closer to people when I first met them, because I know they will want to, you know, I will just quickly say that bonjour at this. But, you know, they have this, their culture, which they have to, do. So they will come to you and do, but now, I'm kind of used to it, but I am not comfortable with it. And I will not lie, I am not comfortable with it. But I now know that it is something they do, but not comfortable. So to avoid it, most times I will just quickly say bonjour for even if I have an opportunity to just jump into the conversation or something, I will do it. But most times I don't meet people because I don't go out. So anytime it happens to me, maybe because I don't have a choice. I don't have it. So if you know you are ready, and you know, sometimes when I am fasting, and you know, when you are fasting now, you have this mouth, I pity the person that is kissing me. It's so funny. It's a very funny issue. I pity that person that is kissing me. That's why I promised to make this video fun, because it's not a funny experience, but it has been fun. It's 6 years already, so it has been fun, and many more years to come by the grace of God. So the fourth on my list is the food. You know, we are not in Africa that you can easily access our food. But most of us, yes, we have the food at home at a point. But there are some situations you find yourself, which I and my husband, we found ourselves, that we could not even, even if we have that African food, we don't have where to cook it. Yes, that's another story I'm going to make. Yes, we don't have where to cook it. But at that point, we don't even have, because we don't even bother to buy, because there's nowhere to cook it because of our situation at the time. Yes, here in France, yes, it does not. I don't know how to put it. The rosy part of it does not start immediately when you move to France. Yes, let me just start with that. You don't just come to France from Nigeria and the second day everything start prepping. No, but even if you land in somebody's house that everything is already set for, you will still feel it that no, this is not my house. This is not where I'm, you know. That is just, so we found ourselves in that situation, and I was breastfeeding at that time, so I have to eat anything I see. I have to just eat, and I don't know how to eat all this meat. So what my husband did was that he will buy this thing they call kebab. I don't know how to eat it then. I don't even like it, because I know they near shawarma when I was in Nigeria. I don't even, you know, even pizza, I use shakara to eat it in Nigeria, not because it is my thing. Somebody might be watching this video that knows me very well. Yes, she will know that I'm saying the truth. Pizza was not really my thing, but I had to just eat it sometimes then, just to feel among. It is not my thing, because I don't even like food like that. So eating those kind of things, like, oh, you are inconveniencing me, oh, inconvenience, meaning. So at that point, I have to eat it. A lot of things like that, Chinese food, you know, but I later love Chinese food, you know. I'm so in love with Chinese food, but you know, this French typical food with all those things, I don't know how to eat them. Till now, I still struggle. But when I find myself, like, we take children to birthday parties that are just French, I just manage, you know. Even their cakes, I don't know how to eat it. So I don't know how to explain. It's just, so the food, zero, is not for me. I don't know about. So when you're coming, there's some situation you find yourself, or when you go for an appointment from morning till night, you have to eat what you see. Anything you can get, you have to eat. You have to eat it. And there's another thing the French people eat a lot that I find it difficult to eat too, is something they call baguette, like bread. They don't joke with bread. So then when the first time my husband bought this baguette, I saw it, I said, kilo de to le buy. We feel that be bread on Ghana to Manta, Nigeria to Manke, you know. But those ones, they actually add sugar to those ones in Nigeria. But this one is just somehow strong, and till now, the only time I usually put it in my mouth was when I was pregnant, just to stop the saliva a little bit. So I would just put little at the corner of my teeth, just to hold on to the saliva for a long time. So immediately I am at a place where I can easily pour out the saliva, I bring it out, I just throw everything away. Then if I cannot get ginger, I use the baguette and just put it at the corner, because it's very strong. So it will help me hold the saliva for like maybe 15 or 20 minutes. Yes, it does. So immediately I get to a place that I can spit the baguette out, I'll just spit it out. Food was another thing that you should be prepared for, because you can meet yourself in any situation that African food will not be accessible, and you just have to eat. You just have to eat, even if you just swallow. God, it's very difficult. The cheese, all those things, and my children are so crazy about it now because they eat in school. They are so used to it. So let me just stop the food aspect there, because it's not a long thing. But if you allow me talk and talk, talkative. Then another thing, I wanted to talk about this housing issue last, but I think I should just talk about, then make the fun part the last thing I want to talk about. Then I'll do another video, because the video is already getting too long, and I don't want people to watch and get bored. So another thing is the housing issue. If you are in France and you are watching this video, you will understand what I'm talking about. You know, you can come to France and you have an opportunity to stay with your relatives. Yes, it's good. But at a point, you won't be able to stay there forever, you know. You still have to go and get your own apartment and start your life. That is it. But for me, I was coming from Nigeria to come meet my own husband. So it was already prepared for me. Yes, it was already prepared for me. He has an apartment already. But my own expectations where I was coming from was, you know, I'm going abroad. Everything was going to be shining. Everything is going to... Maybe you can relate. You understand? I'm so sorry about the lighting. My light went off, so I don't want to pause the video and be checking what has happened to it. So that's why I just left it this way. Please help me manage this video. I'm going to sort it immediately after this video. So I don't want to... what I expected was not what I meant. So when he came to pick me, you know, everything, we had to go to his own place. When I saw the place, I just sat down. I was just looking. He was looking at me. When I came to meet you at the airport, you did not hug me well. I said I was cold. That one was just cold. But what is wrong now that you are looking like... I said, so Ibiton Belele, this is where you live? He said, yes. This is all you have? He said, yes. I said, Kilo Shele here. I started asking questions like he was suffering. I started, Kilo Shele. She Owoni. This is all I brought. It's not enough. What can we do? He was trying to calm me down. Money, no, I don't want to calm down. Are you suffering? What is the problem? He now told me that, calm down. We need to talk about this situation and how both of us will get out of this situation. Are you ready? I told him yes. He said, are you ready? I said, before anything, you have to explain to me. You have to really... Why didn't you tell me on the phone? He said, because you might not understand this, but I know... The one thing he said that it was, I know his own God that he serves is going to bring me to this country. And he knows if I should come to this country, he's going to leave this situation. I remember that was what he said. I said, Kini situation. What is it? Am I coming to work? Do you have work for me already? I was already asking him, how can we do this? He said, no, I have to explain everything to you. So he actually did. For like 1 hour, more than 1 hour, we're just talking about, he was explaining how the situation is, how the country is, how everything is, this and that. Now I know I had a very big task ahead of me. I prepared my mind, and a lot happened after that. It's going to be another story. But after that, we moved from one place to the place. That was when I said there was a situation we were that we don't have any access to African food. Even if we have, there's no place to cook them. That is part of the housing whatever, which you people will call accommodation issue. I don't want to call it accommodation issue, so it won't be complicated. That's why I use housing whatever, because a place you sleep and be comfortable is different from a place you just want to sleep and just have a place to sleep. Being comfortable in where you lay your head is different from just let me lay my head and just sleep and wake up. It's two different kind of situation. There are some situations like that you face. Accommodation issue, yes. accommodation issue is a very big one. You might even have your money, and getting an accommodation will be a very big problem. My experience, I'm talking about my experience. Yes, I'm talking about my experience, which I can defend. Yes, that's my experience. I know majority of people in France will agree with me, and some might not even have this kind of situation and might not understand what I'm talking about. Yes, and let me not bore you too much, because the video is getting too long. We are still going to talk about the accommodation, my experience and all that. It's going to be another topic. Then there's something I love about France that, you know, Nigerians don't really have, you know, is to the pleasantry. You know, when you look at them from far without knowing you, they will just laugh at you and say bonjour, say jolie, you know, your hair, the compliment the compliment will make you so feel cool about yourself. Even if you are not beautiful that day, or you are not feeling okay with yourself that day, the compliment alone will just boost your morale. You know, if you are not happy, the thing will just come like, what has she seen in my body? Kilo Rami, you know, it will just change your mood. And I do it a lot now. When you look at me from afar too much, I'll just say bonjour, comment ça va? You know, when I see what I love, I give them pleasantry. You know, I comment. I just, oh, you look beautiful, label. You know, all those that French this thing that I can pick little. I just quickly use it and compliment the person, because people do it to me a lot, especially when I was pregnant. They will just tell me my round belly is beautiful. Oh, they will just quickly give you seats. You know, inside the bus, people will stand up for you, all those kind of things, and smile. They smile doing these things. They smile. You know, I smile. I greet a lot. You know, if you know me very well, I greet and I say sorry. I greet a lot and I say sorry. That is why those kissing, whatever, was so strange to me, because I was still kneeling down when I first came. When I do this video with my husband, I'm going to bring it up. I will just, hey, bonjour. No, he will just quickly correct me that no, you know. I love that part. I love that part when they will just smile at you unnecessarily, when they see your hair, when they see, you know. So when I dyed my hair gold, a lot of people, the way I will pack it, they will just, oh, essentially, you know, or you braid your hair, or you look beautiful, or they know when they see you. You take the children to school and all that. Any day they see you with makeup and you look so different, they'll make sure they stop you. They make you feel important. And that's one thing Nigerians don't really have. They will not, in Nigeria, it's very hard for somebody to just make you feel important unnecessarily. But these people will make you feel important, just maybe carrying your baby, maybe the way you carry your baby or your baby's face, they will just make you feel so good about yourself. That's one thing I love. I love that a lot. I love that, and it makes me so, any day I'm having a bad day and I get that kind of pleasantry and all that else, it makes me happy. It changes my mood, and I'm doing it a lot. Even if you don't, I would just say bonjour. I would laugh, and you know, my neighbors, they know me, they call me Anglais. So English woman, Anglais. So after my bonjour, I will speak in English. I would say the French, and so they enjoy my jokes, and I'll just pass by. Not that we just stand and talk. No, I just make that moment, just that little moment, a very beautiful one for us as neighbors. So I think I'm going to end the video here. So I can talk about the remaining parts, the bad and this bad and other parts. I'm going to talk about it. That experience you don't want to hear. Yes, it's not easy. It's not rosy at first. Yes, it's not rosy at first. When you first came, you go face them. If you are using a car at home, you might be taking bus. Yes. And there's another thing. There's no African time when you go for an appointment. There's no African time. You have to leave your home, like, check the time of the bus, calculate the time you used to get to your destination for that day. It might not be the same time in another day. So that day, you will check what time is your appointment, how many minutes will it take you, or how many hours will it take you to get to your appointment. So you will get there before the time they give you for an appointment. There's always an appointment anywhere you're going to. As you're not, even if you're pregnant sometimes. But when you're pregnant or another little things, you might just go in. for those appointments. That, but to see a doctor, to do this, to do that, a lot of things, you have to get an appointment. So there's no African time. Immediately your appointment is 2 and they come out to call your name, you are not there, they move to the next person. And moving to the next person, it will be the next person. So getting there when it's not your time, you might be using another person's time. So there's no African time. That is another thing that I've learned. That's another thing I have learned. And I'm going to come back and talk about my difficulties, things I am still learning, things I'm not used to yet. I'm just talking about things you should know before you move to France. You should be familiar with before you move to France. But I had to add my experience so I can make the points and the topic juicy, to make it sweet. So thank you for watching my video. I'm still coming back to talk about a lot of things about France, which I can defend, which I will make research about, which I will not bore you about, because I'm going to make it a fun video from each topic I have picked. So thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking by. Thank you for the encouragement. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you. If you have just seen my face for the first time, please love me, because I am going to love you. If just drop a comment, let me appreciate you. Let me just appreciate you. I really want for watching my video, and I would love to appreciate you. I would love just watch the way I will appreciate you, and tell me you will not stick to this channel. See you in another video. Bye. Now you know why.